Well, it seemed to come out of nowhere, and it stunned the more than 1 billion Catholics worldwide. Pope Benedict XVI stepping down. His departure now opens up the potential for a huge period of change for the Church. And joining us live this morning to talk about some of these changes is Bishop Walter Hurley of the Grand Rapids Diocese. Thank you so much for coming in and talking with us.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
We really enjoyed your talk last night during 24-hour News 8 at 5 and appreciated your time then, and we appreciate it this morning as well. This morning we want to talk about the changes that could be coming for the Catholic Church. And let's start with who would replace Benedict. Who would be the next Pope here? And there's some talk that maybe it could be a non-European. Maybe there might be some change involved here.
Well, that's always a possibility. It's always difficult to tell what will happen when you bring 117 or 18 people together in a room and you believe that God's Spirit is at work within them, where that's going to take them. I think we were all surprised many years ago when Pope John Paul II was selected from Poland, and equally surprised when Benedict was selected from Germany. So it's a possibility, and because there's been so much growth in other parts of the world, in particular in the Church in Africa, the Church in South America, you often hear names being proposed that might come from those countries as well.
There's one front runner, though, that we're talking about at this point that is a European, and he happens to be from Milan. Is that correct?
Well, Cardinal Scola is often referred to as a possibility, but then again, you never know what's going to happen. I'm not sure there is a front runner.
Okay.
The only people who know the front runners would be the cardinals who will be doing the electing.
Well, we know the Church acts in its own way, obviously. Those of us in the journalistic field like to make it more of a horse race, and so I apologize for getting ahead of ourselves that way. But let's talk about, let's say that they decide to go in a direction with a much younger pope, more energetic. Would that kind of pope be somebody who could reignite the Catholic world?
Well, youth always brings with it energy and creativity. Age sometimes brings with it wisdom. So you're really looking for kind of a balance between the two. Just because somebody is young doesn't necessarily mean that there would be a new life within the Church. And I think sometimes people have some unrealistic expectations of what change might take place in the Church. And I think it would be surprising if there were dramatic changes, because most of the cardinals who will be doing the electing were appointed by Pope Benedict.
Let me ask you this. What kind of change would you like to see? Let's just say, in your kind of world here, what would you like to see the next Pope do right away?
Well, I think to continue to inspire people, to be faithful to the gospel, faithful to revelation, and to encourage people to follow the Lord. It's really pretty simple for us in the Church.
So stay the course, more or less.
Well, yes, a course that goes back in history over many, many centuries.
I realize this brings a lot of uncertainty because you're not certain who the next Pope would be, but it also must bring a lot of excitement as well.
Well, there always is a lot of excitement, and when somebody new comes into the picture, there's a new energy that comes about, and it can do that for us within the Church as well.
All right. Wow. Well, I didn't realize we'd be sitting here yesterday at this time. You know,
Neither
I just
did I.
didn't imagine this sort of thing would happen. But we do certainly appreciate your time here and look forward to talking to you in the future as this whole process plays out.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation to be here.
Yeah, thank you, sir.